when Mahatma Gandhi was later known, initially he was Mohandas Gandhi, who came to India, who was later addressed as Gandhiji, and who became or who came to be known as Mahatma in the long run. Then begin the Gandhian phase in the history of India that lasted till 1947 when the country achieved independence. This can be considered as a most important phase for a civil service candidate because there are three crucial areas that require special attention and the incidents that happened within or between these three crucial areas. One was the beginning of the non-cooperation movement, from where you can expect a lot of questions. Another was the civil disobedience movement, that was by the end or by the beginning of 1929 or 1930 to be more precisely. And finally, the Quit India movement, which was the last and perhaps the most crucial attempt to overthrow the British rule. And that you can find a series of incidents that were happening right from 1915, the Gandhian attempt to begin a national movement in India, the Kheda Satyagraha, the Ahmedabad mill strike, the Bardoli Satyagraha, etc., the NCM and the Simon Commission and the Motilal Nehru Commission, then again the civil disobedience movement, the anti-salt tax rebellion in India, or we can say the anti-salt tax satyagraha in India. Then again, moving on to different commissions that were appointed by the British government. All these, the Lahore session of Congress, where Motilal Nehru handed over the hems of power to his son, perhaps the youngest president, one of the youngest presidents of Congress, Jawaharlal Nehru. Then the proclamation of January 26th in 1929 as the Independence Day, all those incidents. And after that again, the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, the hanging of Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru. Then, of course, many other incidents that are happening in between, the provincial elections, the Government of India Act of 1935, and the beginning of the First World War. The Congress ministries, of course, their performance, the beginning of the First World War. Then comes the individual satyagraha, which is definitely a potential area from where questions had been asked in 2012, in 2014, etc. Then again, the beginning of the Quit India movement and the process, how Quit India movement was carried forward, the arrest of the Congress leaders, and the nature of the Quit India movement. Then again, INA and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, which again comes to the picture, the contributions of INA. Then moving on again, the death and the disappearance of Subhash Chandra Bose, which is again a controversy even today. Then after that again, other incidents that happened around, then a round of discussions that were happening with the Indian leaders, definitely the cabinet mission, the Cripps mission, and finally the appointment of Lord Louis Mountbatten as the governor, a new ministry coming to power in Britain, and this new ministry which was more interested, a Labour Party led, Attlee led ministry. Sir Clement Attlee was a prime minister, and those incidents, all these are definitely turning points in the history of India. And finally, the Mountbatten Plan with certain amendments which later became the Indian Independence Act that definitely led to the division, the bifurcation, the partition and the truncation of the country into two halves, that is India on one side and Pakistan on the other, into two dominions which later became two independent republics. Again, from the mains point of view, which is not much relevant for the KS people, but again very much relevant for the civil service mains people, our area of study never ends there, though modern India is ending there definitely, or modern India from a precise examination conception is ending there. There we begin the post-independent India, or the history of the post-independent India, with which or of which we also are part of. The beginning of a new ministry, the taking over of the Congress ministry under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, the initiation of the 5-year plans, and we can say that the unification of the country, which is divided into more than 300 different empires under different rulers that were unified under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who was then the Home Minister. Then the performance of the 5-year plans, the policies, programs, etc. initiated by the Nehru government, then the passing over, then the Indo-China War, of course, of much importance, or the Chinese attack on India, then the death of Jawaharlal Nehru, the taking over of Lal Bahadur Shastri, the war with Pakistan, 1965, the death of Shastri, Indira Gandhi government, her contributions, of course, major contributions of Indira Gandhi like the Green Revolution, the food self-sufficiency that is ensured in India, then again certain steps for bringing forward a digital revolution in India, and many other domains or many other aspects which need our special attention, especially from mains point of view. Then again the death, of course the emergency, and after that the post-emergency days of Indira Gandhi government again, and after that the death of Indira Gandhi and the beginning of, we can say, non-Congress ministries in India that are coming to power. Again Rajiv Gandhi government, the digital revolution in India, and Narasimha Rao government, the Panchayati Raj, then the initiation of the globalization, liberalization